I'm going to walk through the process and the web screens, actually mobile screens, for a uh, bid responder to respond to a bid request from the project owner in the EST8 app. In this case, I'm going to focus right now on the mobile web screens for responding to the bid. I'll later have a video on how this would work on inside the EST8 app, but for now we're going to focus on the mobile web screens. So we have a couple ways that the bid responder or the vendor can receive a bid request. They could receive it as an email, as we see here. In the email, they get all the information. It does tell them they can request or respond in the app if they have it installed, or if they don't, they could click this link here. Similarly, for a text message, would be an example of getting an alert via text message, and they would have the same link here that would drive them to the mobile web page to respond to the bid request. So let's go ahead now and click on this link. So when the responder clicks on the link, they will be driven to the EST8 web app login page. They may have the login cached, so in that case, they would go directly to the bid response page. In this case, they don't have it cached. If they don't have an account, they can create a new account. So in this case, let's say that they do have an account set up. So they'll go ahead and click the sign in button, and then they will land directly on the bid request page that has all the information about the services that the bid requester slash project owner wants them to respond to. So in this case, we have a bid request for a home inspection, termite inspection, and roof inspection. To respond to the bid, you would respond to each one of these services. So if you're just home inspection, you would just respond to home inspection. If you're termite and roof, then you would do those after you'd reply to the first one. Other thing to note here is the bid status. So currently, no response has been made yet, so the status is not responded. So let's go ahead and do a bid response for the home inspection. So what I'll do is I'll click the home inspection that's linked here. This now takes me to the page that's the specific bid response for the home inspection. At the top, we'll repeat the information or just have that available to the responder so they can see the property details and then also the date and time. Here's the bid response information down here. If the vendor wants to do a pre-bid visit, maybe they need to go and look at the property and get some additional information, they would click this button. That perhaps might gray out some areas that aren't relevant, like if they need to do a pre-bid visit, they obviously won't be entering a price or bid details, so maybe those get grayed out. Second item that they can check is if they want an alternate date or time. If they don't, we just put in for the default whatever was requested originally for the home inspection. In this case, we have the originally requested date and time. If the responder wants to change that, then they would click the request alternate date time, and then they can put in their alternate time. Last, this is a place where they could put in the resource that would be coming out either for the pre-bid visit or coming out to do perform the actual service. The last piece here is the post questions. So if the vendor has specific questions about this specific home inspection bid request, they could enter their questions here and then post those questions. What I envision is those questions would then get sent to the project owner as a new message in the app, and they'd be alerted to that. They could go in, and the message would point them. It would basically, they'd know specifically that this message is from a particular vendor for this particular home inspection bid. So everything is effectively in context. Now, ideally, the project owner would respond almost immediately. So In that case, we'd almost see like an IM scenario here where you'd see the question posted, then you'd see the answer come back immediately from the uh, project owner. Realistically, that's probably not going to be the case, so that's why I put this save button here. So effectively, the bid responder can save it, and maybe it puts it in a different status, like awaiting awaiting response to question or something to that impact, or something to that effect. So in this case, let's just say that there are no questions, and let's say there's no pre-bid visit. They don't want to change the date and time. They would just then enter the price for the service bid, and then if they have any materials they want to provide, and then also the service resource. And then when they've completed that, they would just click this button down here, the submit bid, and that would bring the screen back to the bid request page. And as we can see here now, the home inspection, we have the bid status now set to responded. So now if they want to respond to the termite and the roof, they would do so in similar fashion for each of the other services. And that is it for now.